So good evening and welcome to Hinckley. We're at the Triumph Visitor Centre and it's safe to say the middleweight adventure sector has just got a little bit spicier. So say hello to the all-new Triumph Tiger 900. With Stuart Wood, again, Chief Engineer at Triumph. Like I said in the briefing then, there's lots of new parts. This is really an all-new bike.
Absolutely. We've started again. We had big ambitions for the bike and it's necessitated starting from the ground up.
Now, the tagline is a quantum leap in adventure capability. That's a big claim, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've delivered a completely different motorcycle here now with the 900. You guys are going to get to try this fairly soon, and that's when these bikes come alive. We've said this before. We'll tell you everything about the bike, but they're much more than the sum of the parts. So it is all about riding.
Now we are time restricted here. We've got to rattle through this. There's essentially 5 bikes, or 6 bikes if you count the low ride height model. There's a base model, and the price just been announced is $9,500 for the base Tiger, which is pretty decent. The prices for the others, which are the GT and GT Pro, the top line GT Pro, and the Rally and Rally Pro. Again, both Pro models are the top spec, fully loaded, full fat models. Again, prices will be announced later, nearer the launch.
That's correct.
Yeah. So, in short, then, obviously they are lighter, they are better electronics. There's more power, more torque. But the big thing for me, and I think everyone, is this T-plane engine. I haven't heard much about it, but I'm guessing it's like a crossplane engine. I mean, there'll be plenty of people calling it Big Bang or whatever, but.
Okay,
give us a take on it.
I'll start at the beginning with that. Yeah. The crank configuration, it's now 90-degree intervals between cylinders 1, 2 and 3.
Yep.
If you combine that with a firing order of 1, 3, 2, you get the firing pulses at 180 degrees, 270 and 270. So that's two of them close together, and then 2 big gaps. Okay, so what that gives you is a more character, more feel, better connection with the rear wheel. It's all focused at off-road and sort of low grip surfaces where you really are invited. It really feels inviting to ride now at lower RPM, use the torque from the bigger engine. Got a little more inertia as well there on the crank. It's all about getting that control, that direct connection, throttle to rear wheel.
And I asked this question in the briefing, I'll ask you again on camera. Was the idea for the T-plane engine to be fitted into the Tiger specifically, or was it just a perfect coincidence of the timing and everything else?
No, it was absolutely all about the Tiger.
Yeah.
We were looking for an engine configuration that would give us better connection at low RPM and off-road, and this is what we've achieved. Just so happens that gives phenomenal character as well. It's a beguiling engine. It's wonderful to ride. It sounds fantastic. Can't wait for you to try it.
Now, I've got to say, I mean, this technology, it's not just, for me, this kind of thing really excites me. Not just, I'm sure there's plenty of other punters out there, but for me personally, it really excites me. Will we be seeing this technology in other Triumphs soon?
Not going to comment on that.
It's a no-brainer.
Apart from to say, if appropriate, that's always possible.
Because you've got the benefits of there's no negatives, is there really? But anyway,
no.
Okay. Can we start when we start the one of the bikes out if that's possible? Can we do that?
Yep.
Can we do that? Yeah.
Of course we can.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Can you press the starter?
So straight away, it sounds rougher. It sounds like a twin at the bottom, doesn't it? Dare
Absolutely.
I say it sounds like a bit like a Ducati at the bottom.
No, I'd go with the twin. I mean, there's certainly it's more discernible, the firing pulses, and that's what you're actually going to feel when you're riding.
Yeah.
It is more discernible, and that is character. It sounds great. As I say, it will when you're riding. I'm sure you'll find the same as we've all found. It invites you to use it low down and use it quite hard low down as well.
We'll just give it another quick rev. Definitely sounds different. Yeah.
What you got to remember as well is you've still got the refinement once it starts to rev. So once you're out on the open road and you actually want it nice and smooth, you're riding all day, you've still got all of that refinement.
Particularly, I mean, this Rally Pro is my favourite. It looks incredible. I think I can't remember the name of the paint scheme. It's the matte khaki.
Yep, that's right.
This matte khaki with the white frame looks absolutely boss, mate. I've got to say, with the wire spokes and everything else. So this new frame, yes, it's white on the Rally Pro, but again, it's all new.
Okay, this is all about adjusting the weight distribution of the bike. We wanted to get the centre of mass lower and push it further forward. So we've had to do a lot of things to achieve that. We've increased the ground clearance, even though we've lowered the centre of mass by 20 millimetres. So the engine's moved forward 40, it's rotated by 6.8 degrees forward as well. And that's all about giving us better off-road control, better agility and better feel.
Yep. And is there any sacrifice to road? Because obviously you've got that, you've made a big step up in off-road. Is that going to equate to a negative on the road?
No, not at all. It works really, really well. What we've done with the engine suits the off-road and suits the road as well. The geometry has changed slightly from the previous model. We've got a slightly larger rake angle and more trail. Again, really suited to off-road, but combined with that mass distribution change, works perfectly on the road as well.
And as an overall, I mean, you can't give a figures for all 5-6 bikes, but there's around 5 kilos lighter than the previous model.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of focus on mass. It has been a focus right the way through. Depending on which model you choose, that difference is more marked.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you compare to some of our competitors, and you look at quoted figures, homologation figures, with our models, we're adding a lot of the specification with the model. They're not extras.
Yeah, sure.
So what you see is what you get. That's the mass you're going to get. It won't be increased by adding more parts. And
electronics wise, the first thing you see is that big screen. I think it looks. I mean, you can't see it here, and there's this sort of final process of production, isn't it? It's not completely finished yet, but right. It's a big old 7-inch TFT dash.
Yeah, lovely. Our latest generation 7-inch TFT displays everything you're going to need to see. We'll have the connectivity as well, so you'll get turn-by-turn navigation. Yeah. You'll have connectivity to your phone. You'll be able to make and receive calls, messages. GoPro connectivity as well, which is great for this type of riding.
Yeah.
So. Really very, very complete.
So the launch is in February. It's in North Africa, and looking forward to riding out there.
Yeah, looking forward to you all riding it. See what you think.
Thanks, Stuart. Cheers.
Cheers, Al.